I wanted to make this content because it's summer and I'm surrounded by beautiful flowers, blue sky and field. It's so warm and nice to be out here, and I have my dog along with me to give me protection and to look around. At the same time, she is also enjoying. From the title of the video, it's so obvious that I'm talking about something called prana, which is the influencer in every single person's life. It doesn't matter whether it's the most cruelest, the so-called perceived cruelest person on the earth, or the best, the kindest human, the most enlightened person on the earth. Everybody is influenced by one single thing called prana. And that prana is the master of your well-being, your beauty, wealth, knowledge, intelligence, anything that you can possibly define. Prana is a master. Prana is a Sanskrit word for that which moves. It doesn't matter if it is a huge celestial body or something which is so microscopic. It's also known by another name known as life force, because it's the movement which gives rise to the life. Everything is in constant motion. Everything within my body and around my body is moving. Within my body there is a lot of motion, like there is cellular motion, blood is moving, the breath inward breath and outward breath is moving. There are a lot of energy movements in my body, and when I look at outside, everything is moving. Wind is moving, plants are moving. I'm sitting on earth and that earth is moving. The earth is moving with the sun as its axis, and the sun is also moving, and we have a supermassive black hole. The solar system is moving with respect to that, and the whole universe is always moving. It is that motion which gives rise to the life, whether it's in cosmic level or atomic level, and that motion, that moving, that movement is called prana, and it is that which gives rise to life, and that itself is called energy in other terms. So beautiful to know that we all are just one unit, just moving, and my individual existence is completely dependent on everything around me, which is this moving prana. So is your existence. Everybody's existence. Even before the discovery of the modern science, these rishis, they understood well on how human beings operate, and they know that one has to be one with the prana in order to have a beautiful life, and they designed a whole culture around prana. And all the Hindu deities, the so-called Hindu deities that you have heard, everything, they are talking about the different energies and how these different energies also operate with respect to physiology of a human body, how these different energies act on this human body, and also the different energies originate from our human body. So all these deities represents energy as well as its equal counterpart, consciousness, because you cannot remove consciousness and energy from each other. Both are coexistent. Both are one and the same thing. One is dynamic, another one is static. Especially when we talk about physical body, both are dependent on each other, because our consciousness is sustained by so-called food, water, air, earth, all the basic 5 elements. Before I start, I also want to mention, like, there is a really beautiful statement. I don't exactly remember who said it to whom, and it arises as a question, like, who is the master of human consciousness? What makes human consciousness sustain, more precisely? Instead of coming to a conclusion directly, they are inquiring, okay, who is the best? And in that, that person is saying, like, remove your legs. Do you still exist? The answer is yes. If I remove my legs, I still exist. Because legs are necessary to walk and do actions, but even without the existence of legs, I exist. And then remove your hands. Do you still exist? Yeah. Remove your eyes. Do you still exist? Yeah. Without my eyes, I might not see everything, but I still exist. Remove your hearing ability, I still exist. Remove your speaking ability, I still exist. Remove food, do you still exist? Yeah, I can exist maybe for 1 week without food. and then remove water. Do you still exist? You can still exist. You can exist few days without water. And then there is one final thing they say. Do you exist without breath? My dog ate something. Do you exist without breath? Are you okay? Yeah, she's okay. And the answer is no. 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, gone. Gone. Consciousness gone from the physical body. That is a beautiful analogy to make us understand that what is the main source of prana in that which give to individual ego existence, that existence of consciousness. What give rise to it is prana. 3 minutes, manasa gone. 3 minutes without breath, everybody in the world gone. There are some people who have trained their body which makes them sustain more time without breath, but breath is the source of life. And later on they started thinking, is there any way by which, by modifying their breath, by manipulating their breath, which can lead to beautiful human existence? And that's how yoga came. Is there any way that by which, by being one with the breath, you can attain altered state of consciousness, or you can become a superhuman who is, superhuman, who has peace, who has love, who has prosperity, who has everything. Every yoga pose start with the breath. Everything to the digestion, to the metabolism, everything is linked to the breath. Let me move her away because she is on our frame. So everything in yoga is pertaining to something called breath. Modifying, manipulating. How can one use breath to do everything? Daily life action to bigger things such as cosmic consciousness. There are 5 main sources of prana, 5 different types of prana. In Sanskrit we call it pancha prana, and those are pranau, panau, tada, vyanam, udanam cha samanagam. Prana, the main prana, the air that we breathe. Pranau, apanam. Apanam is the elimination, the excretion coming out of the body, that is apanam. Pranau, panau, tada, vyanam. Vyanam is overall circulation of energy in the body. Udanam is upward motion of energy, which is what I'm speaking now. Speech is an upward motion of energy. When all the energy in the body rises to the sahasraram, that is also udanam. When we breathe the air, a part of that also moves up, that is also udanam. Samana vayu. Samana vayu is the digestive fire, the fire in the stomach. That is samanam. That inner fire, the digestive fire, high metabolism is maintained by samana vayu. So right now when I'm talking to you, what is really active in my body is my prana vayu, my udana vayu. My samana vayu is not active, my stomach is empty. So energy is not dissipated there, or there is no circulation of energy there. I mean, not to the 100%. Vayu is there. So also, I don't know what you are doing. Some energies are burning in you as well. So the whole, everything, they have constructed a whole science of consciousness just pertaining to the motion of energy, these subtle energies in the body. Beautiful thing about these yogis is that their focus was mostly on energy more than matter. Every time they always talk in terms of energy, how to properly include all of that in human physiology so that we can live a beautiful, wonderful life. And that's what people are discovering these days. And oh yeah, they were talking about it like 2,000, 3,000 years before, and they knew very well. And the tool that they used to discover all of these things were their own consciousness, nothing else. They were really good observers of nature and the cosmos, and they built astrology, they built mathematics, they built yoga. It was a beautiful culture just around that. So that is the basic science of prana, and it is this movement that gave rise to this cosmos and all the beauty that you see around you. And when you try to learn to be one with the cosmos, it also gives rise to the beauty of intellect as well as beauty of physical body. Veda talks about two more things which is Tejas and Ojas. Tejas is internal glow and Ojas is vitality, youthfulness. And all of these are a result of very high prana. And what are the ways by which we can maintain this high prana all the time? And that gives rise to beautiful body, clear mind, intelligence, everything that you can dream of. Since everything in nature works as one unit, it's important that we consider the external sources of prana as well as the internal source of prana, which is our own consciousness and own mind, how we feel, everything. There are other 5 bodies that are also mentioned in Ayurveda, which is Annamaya Kosham, Manonmaya Kosham, Vijnanamaya Kosham, Pranamaya Kosham, Anandamaya Kosham. Anandamaya Kosham is cosmic body. Let's not get there now, but let's focus on Annamaya Kosham, that is the food body, the physical manifestation of this flesh suit, the food that we eat, the water that we drink, all those things that which give rise to this fleshy body. And then there is Manonmaya Kosham, which is mental body, everything going on in the mind which leads to manifestations in body. And then Pranamaya Kosham, the breath body, all the motion of prana, all the motion of energy body. And then Vijnanamaya Kosham is knowledge body. Sustenance of a beautiful and healthy body, one should eat food that is high in pranic content. Any food which comes as a result of photosynthesis is a high pranic food. Plants, fruits, vegetables, all of these are high pranic food because they get energy from the sunlight. Photosynthesis. I do not know what your diet is. I can't comment about that because it's your personal choice. At the same time, make sure that you include a lot of plants. That I am a vegetarian, that is my preferred diet. So plants has every nutrients that you can possibly imagine if you know how to eat the right things. That is one of the source of prana. Food that you eat also has the effect on the mind, just like the mind also has effect on the body. If you eat food which has high prana, it does not make you feel sluggish, it does not cause lethargy. And food must be eaten when your Pingala Nadi is active, that is when you are breathing dominantly through your right nostril. Sometimes you breathe through left nostril mostly, sometimes you breathe through right nostril, sometimes both of them are equally active. Always make sure that to have better digestion of food, always your Pingala Nadi is active. And Pingala Nadi is mostly active during the daytime when the sun is up. Right now when I'm speaking to you, my Pingala is active. Breath flow through this Pingala channel, that is when activities such as digestion, metabolism happens. Also, it's the best time for learning and to do some work. Best time for learning and work. When the Ida Nadi is active, that's the best time for resting, relaxing, like self-care. So that's when your mood is active, you have to do self-care. And when your sun is active, you have to work, you have to learn things, eat food. That is the sun and moon inside the body. The next most important thing, which is your mind. What is in your mind shows up in your body. The same mind can make you feel beautiful, at the same time it can also make you sick. And it's completely a personal choice on what one wants to use their mind to think beautiful things about one's own physical body, or just put it down, neglect it, or destroy it. I mean, nobody has to teach anybody that the biggest asset of a human is their own body. It's with the body that I'm interacting with you, you're interacting with your loved ones, everything. So the most important asset is the one which needs to be the most honored. Say as much as you want, but everything shows up in your body. What you eat shows up in your body. Your mental state shows up in the body. Like it shows up in my body, it shows up in others' body. Thoughts and mind are also moving energy, and what you think and what you say, everything also act as external manifestations. I have seen a lot of people in real life as well as social media openly talking like bringing their body so much down, and they call it empowerment. Like destroying what you already have, destroying a beautiful thing which you already have, just in the name of an insecurity. Learning to maintain what you are already blessed with, it just multiplies it. Respecting each and every inch of body, giving it good food, giving it nourishing things, it gives you that beautiful inner glow. After maintaining what you are already blessed with, on top of that, one can decorate. And decoration also gives you high prana. That also leads to the beauty of a physical body. Like everything around me, beautiful flowers, gardening, it gives you high prana because you see beautiful things around you, and seeing beautiful things also keeps you in high state of consciousness. Surround yourself with all form of beauty, whether it's nature or art. There are people who love to draw and paint and creating beauty. When you draw and paint, you are creating beauty, and surround yourself with that. Also, like things, some material things I also like. Pretty shoes, pretty jewelry, pretty clothes, wearing pretty things, always wearing pretty things. And like when you look at these pretty things, it can like give you high prana because you are surrounded with beauty. Wear pretty clothes every day. Don't wait for any special occasion to wear pretty clothes or do pretty things. And also make sure that the life is so colorful. Put a lot of colors around you. Like when you look at Indian culture or African culture or any ancient culture, there are a lot of colors. They make sure that they include colors and different forms of beauty in their culture. And colors can also give you prana through your eyes. Like when you look at beautiful things, you feel beautiful. Learn to see the beauty of your own existence. We are experiential creatures first before we are intellectual creatures. And when we experience something, we need to experience it to the fullest. We have to enjoy our physical body to the fullest. We have to like experience all the sensory vividness to the fullest. Reality is understanding prana, understanding how energy flows inside our body, and to recognize the prana inside us and also outside us. That is true spirituality. It's not something like putting crystals around or like put some lot of statues of God around and then hoping that somebody in the sky is looking up at us. No, nobody is looking up at us. There is only self, and it is through this self, it is this self which is experienced self. That self, like all the forms of energy within you and that consciousness that we have here, honor that first, and then one can talk about external God. The forms of energy which is running through us are the deities that are mentioned in many cultures. Many culture has their own deity. They're talking about the same thing. I made a video about Saraswati. It's the self, the source of intellect, the ability to comprehend things. The source of that is our own consciousness. Without a consciousness, there is no, what is the point? Like all these things exist on its own. Just because we are and comprehending creatures, we have the ability to comprehend. We call that intellect, and we honor that, and that is Saraswati. And ability to comprehend the information that comes through our senses and make something else with that input we get from the senses, or just enjoy. Another form of energy which is Mahalakshmi, like abundance. Like all these are abundance, like vividness, the beauty. That is wealth, and that is what they say when they talk about Mahalakshmi. For every consciousness, there is an energy counterpart. Both of them are coexistent. You can't remove one from each other. And that dynamic energy in the cosmos, it's also called Mahalakshmi. Abundance within our body, abundance around us, and abundance of the mind. All of this is Shri, Mahalakshmi, goddess of wealth. We breathe, that is also wealth, because we are sustained by that. Also the material things, like it's nothing, like all the material things that we have, like shoes or this bangle, it's nothing but it's just earth, but another form of earth. There is no need to manifest anything. All you need to do is embody who you are, embody the way you perceive things. Like embody your own beauty, embody your own intellect. So it's so beautiful. Like one thing about Indian culture is that it's so poetic. And I believe poeticness can only come from people who are poetic. They have high state of consciousness, because that give rise to the ability to comprehend, ability to experience. That is also what makes modern science beautiful, but it's just another language to explain what's happening around us. So it doesn't matter whether you consider yourself to be a prana or, excitation and interaction between gauge fields. Doesn't matter. It's just one and the same thing, but we use different language to explain it. And I love the term prana because it's so beautiful and poetic, and it's also so logical, that which moves energy. Like that same prana is manifesting as intellect, manifesting as physical body, like the whole cosmos. It's just the same thing, but different language. And that, though, like every deity, whether it's whatever religion you are, or whether you are an atheist or not, it's just the same thing, but we say it in different language. Like one beautiful thing about human consciousness is that they still operate on ego, like limited sense of self and limited sense of input, even though they know all these things. Somebody is coming this way and my dog is just keeping on looking. Being one with ourselves and being one with internal energies and external energy can give rise to so much of joy. Sometimes humans also go through different phases. Sometimes they remember these things, and when they remember they feel so joyful, and sometimes they also forget and get trapped in this illusion. I have to hold her down because she saw another dog and she wants to run behind that dog. I won't let you go, girl. No. Oh my god, crazy dog. Okay, like I said, don't forget that beauty is prana and prana is beauty. Prana. Girl, do you want to be in the video?